I always loved cars. Growing up with my father, he was a big-time hot rod custom guy and built his own cars, and I got to work in the garage with him and learn all that. And he drugged me to every car show you could imagine. But back in those days, I was a professional skateboarder, so skateboarding was my life. I skated every day of my life, and I ended up turning professional at it, made money at it, and that's how I made my money. So at this point, I ended up wanting to quit skateboarding and move on and do something different. And suspension was the one that came. The reason I believe, a lot of people don't believe suspension is an art form. I believe anything you create with your hands is an art form. And whenever you vision something in your head and you create it to be existing that people can see and they can admire, that's an art piece. So in suspension, it's sometimes things you don't see. I think people they don't see the suspension. It's hidden under the vehicle, and they don't know that it is a lot of art and skilled handling you have to do to make that work. So I just think you can take something and make it look beautiful and build it from scratch, one of a kind. Sometimes it might take us 5 to 6 weeks to build a suspension on a vehicle just so the vehicle can sit an inch lower than another vehicle. That's an art, to make something that someone else can't do. So that's why I believe suspension is just as big an art as anything else. I homeschool my kid. My wife homeschools our child, so I want him to be the next guy to pass on this torch with our business. So incorporating into the homeschooling, my son comes in twice a week and works with me on the cars. So we found a little trophy truck, go-kart style vehicle that he was already into. So he can come in, have his own vehicle he can wrench on, learn how to do the suspension, how to put the body on, how to get the engine, change the starter, all the little things that I can do hand in hand with him. But it's all about doing it together, him watching and wanting to be like me. It's kind of one of those things. I think just hands-on, you know, learning how, with your hands and how to work on things is very important, and I'm hoping it translates, but whatever he ends up being will be great. I just want him to enjoy it, and hopefully he will come into the business and help us out eventually, but I just want him to learn everything about working with his hands. True craftsmanship to me means something when you do something one of a kind, you do it one-off, you make a part, or you craft it from scratch, and it's a vision you have in your head, not written down, and then it might end up becoming written down and drawn out, but you just vision it. I need to make this part, or I need to do this, I need to make it functional. So I think craftsmanship is when you actually come up with something and then you follow through with it and make it all work out. It turns out good.